Hi, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever it is for you. Welcome to Ida Chair Yoga. I'm either happy to have you back or happy to see you for the first time. My name is Jessica, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So today we're going to be using a tie. I'll be using a tie. You can use a towel, you could use a shirt, you could use whatever you would like. I've used a shirt before and twisted it, but what we're going to be doing is doing some stretches with this. So if you do have a necktie, it's definitely ideal, but you could use whatever you have around the house. So if you need to, pause, go get that. While you're paused, go make sure you always have water nearby. You want to stay hydrated. I will not be playing any music just for the sake of owning the rights to it, like we normally do in class. So if you want to get that set up, if you haven't already, then please take a moment to do that. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Before we even start with this tie though, so just if you do have it, drop it down. We're just going to sit up real nice and tall. We're going to roll those shoulders back and down. Hands are just going to be in a comfortable position, whatever that is for you. Maybe close those eyes. Maybe right here is fine for you, but maybe if you would like, you could put one leg up, whichever you prefer, or you could put both up. You decide. You just do what works for you. So hands are just in a comfortable position, whatever is more relaxing for you. And don't feel as if you can't change them. You can definitely change them as we go. All right, so let's just try to breathe in through the nose, out through the nose if you can. Just focusing on slowing down that breath, just being still before we get started. Maybe try to make that inhale a little deeper. Exhale a little longer. Remember, trying to breathe in and out through that nose, but if it's not comfortable for you, whether it's allergies or whatever it is, you don't have to, but in yoga we do try to breathe in and out through the nose. On every inhale, feel that rib cage expanding, filling up with air. That belly should be filling up with air, and then exhale, the belly's coming in, the chest is coming in. We'll take 2 more breaths here, and then we'll start with our neck stretches. On the exhale, we're just going to slowly drop that head over to one side. Just nice and easy, but with every breath, that ear should be just getting down a little lower. It's sinking down, melting down. Remember, we want to stretch out that neck. It's important that we do so, but we also need to be very gentle. Be careful with those necks. So you should feel the stretch, but it shouldn't be painful. If you feel any pain, just slightly come out of it. We aren't trying to injure ourselves or overdo it. So just be nice and gentle. Slow, slow, slow. We'll take one more breath here. Head still tilted. We're going to rotate down to look at that elbow. Just nice and easy. So So you could always just keep that gaze right at that elbow, or after 2 or 3 breaths, just waiting a few moments before we add it. If you would like, you could add that twist. So just looking a little beyond the elbow, but be sure not to lean out trying to look beyond the elbow. You're only moving that neck. Just like I said before, don't overdo it, don't push it too hard. It's just very small adjustments. Two more breaths here. One more breath. Exhale, we're going to slowly rotate up. If you need to pause at that side position first, make sure that head's down as low as it'll go, and then just small twist up. If you've ever done any of my classes or done any of these videos before, you know I always start off with neck stretches, and really we need to be doing neck stretches every single day. Regardless if you don't do any of the other stretches we do, you really need to be doing some neck stretches every day. Highly recommend it. Could always be just trying to get a slight more twist in that neck. It's not a huge movement, it's very small. Don't think it needs to be some grand movement. It's just a small, small twist. Only one more breath here. I don't like to hold this as long on the up. Exhale when you're ready. We're going to roll that chin around to the chest. All right, just breathe right here. We're trying to tuck that chin as close to the chest as we can. Remember, with every inhale, I want you to feel that rib cage, feel those ribs opening up as they expand, and then exhale, it's coming on in. Just really focus, think about what it is you're asking your body to do. So feel as if that forehead is just trying to sink down a little lower, so you should feel the stretch go a little deeper down the back of that neck also. Just one more breath here. Exhale, we're going to lift that chin for the ceiling, nice and slow. You could always change the hand positions if you'd like. We're trying to really let that head fall back. Remember, you could always put those hands up for support on the shoulders. Nice tall spine. We won't hold this one as long on the up. Just 2 more breaths. One more breath. Exhale, look through the center. If you have one leg up or both, switch them. We're going to drop that head over to the other side. Nice and easy. So same as the other side, just feel like with every breath that head's just trying to melt down, that ear's getting closer. Need to be intentional about what it is we're trying to do. It'd be easy just to drop that head over and just breathe right here, but be trying to push it a little farther. Remember, you can always move those hands around to whatever's comfortable for you. One more breath. Exhale, we're gonna rotate down to look at that elbow. Same as the other side. If you are gonna add that twist, wait 2 or 3 breaths before you do so. Or you can just keep it right here. Remember, you don't have to do both sides the same either. Two more breaths. One more breath. Exhale. Slowly rotate up, nice and easy. Take 2 more breaths here. One more breath. Exhale, roll that chin around to the chest. And then look up through the center, just nice and easy. Shrug the shoulders if you need to. Put those feet down on the floor. Grab that tie if you have it. We're just gonna start off with some nice, easy, slow, making some nice tall arches with that tie. So have those feet, those knees just coming straight up from those hips. Nice tall spine, shoulders are softened. I want you to hold this nice and tight. So whether you wrap those hands or not, that is up to you, but I want you to be real nice and tall. Be out at the edge of that seat as much as possible. What we're gonna be doing is we're gonna start off keeping that nice and tight. Actually, I'm gonna wrap mine. I want you to really engage those, you should be engaging those arm muscles too while we're here. So we're doing double duty on this one. I want you to touch at that outer knee, nice tall spine, shoulders are softened. We're making a really tall arch, and we're just gonna come back. We're getting a twist, so we're pausing. Try to have that hand come down where the seat and the back of the chair meet, and your gaze is always gonna follow whichever hand is leading. So now my gaze is gonna be on my top hand. I'm gonna stretch way up, and we're just coming straight forward. So I will say, from past classes, when we come back to the front, I just want you to be nice and straight ahead. I've seen some, I think they think because we're twisting this way, that we need to be twisting as we come back, and I don't want that. I want you to be just nice and straight, and we're only twisting to the one side. All right, here we go. Let's start. My gaze is gonna be on that leading hand. Just give a pause. Phew, goodness. Nice and easy. You should be stretching way, way, way up. You should feel that little extra stretch in your rib cage. We're gonna do one more. Just nice and easy. We're just starting off nice and slow. Give a pause. All right, keep over to the other side. That hand's on that outer knee. Nice and easy. You should be stretching out, feeling that little bit of a stretch through those arms, the spine, the rib cage, your belly. Coming straight back forward. Slow and controlled. So we're just twisting to one side. Nice deep breaths. Don't hold your breath. Last one. Try to get those hands up just a little bit higher, trying to grow that arch. All right, nice and easy. Drop that tie for just a moment. We're just going to do rub the bowl. So walk those feet out. Might as well make that work for us. Work those ankles. Yep, mine are already cracking. All right. I want you to be up really nice and tall. We're going to rub that bowl. So remember, your bowl may be here, or it could be at any angle. Just think about when you're mixing up pancake batter or cake batter, how sometimes you get that bowl at a nice angle. That's what we're really shooting for. But you may start off with your bowl just right here, coming out to the front, which is perfectly fine. But if you can, you're gonna have that head drop all the way down. So imagine that bowl is completely sideways. We wanna make sure we're getting that full circular motion. When we get to the back, always give that pause, stretch through the arms, tuck the chin, curve the spine before you continue on. So let's go ahead and get started. Here we go. Nice and easy, you can go whichever direction you would like to start. Trying to have the top of the head shooting for the floor. Just nice and easy. Give the pause at the back. Get that head down as low as you can. Even if your bowl's way out here in front, try to drop the chin and drop the head. 2 more times. I'll do it up higher just so you can see. So even if you're out here, try to drop the head. So you're stretching that. You'll still be doing some stretching there. 1 more time. Slow and controlled. Don't move fast. We don't want to use that momentum to make us go in that circle. Still give that pause. We're going to go the opposite way. Now, maybe take notice that if you're going the opposite way, you may have to change the angle of your bowl, which is perfectly fine. Don't think it has to be exactly the same depending on what you've been doing. If you have any injuries, one side of the body can do things totally different than the other. Always give that pause at the back. 2 more. Top of the head is trying to shoot for the floor. Last one. Nice and easy. Give that stretch back. Come on up. Walk those feet together. Make that work for you. Might as well work those ankles while we're getting into position. Don't bring those legs all the way together. We still are going to just have them shooting straight off from those hips. Grab that tie again. We're going to work those shoulders a little bit. All right, here we go. Nice tall spine. Shoulders are always going to be softened. All right, we're going to take some nice deep breaths. Whether you wrap it or not, up to you, but we are going to be, once again, keeping that nice and tight. And I really want you to think about engaging those arm muscles the whole way. All right, we're going to take a nice deep inhale. Pause. Exhale. I want you to leave, that spine should stay nice and tall right where it is. It's not going to move, but those arms or hands are trying to shoot out as far as you can, and you should really feel that stretch across the tops of your shoulders. 1 more time. Nice deep inhale. Spine staying right where it is. Stretch way up. Just going to pause. Hold that breath for a moment. Exhale. You're pausing, holding that breath for just a moment just to keep you in that stretch position. All right, here we go. Nice deep inhale. All right, exhale. We're going to just relax right here. Not bringing those arms down yet. Nice deep inhale. Stretch way up like you're trying to reach for that top shelf. Pause. Exhale, just sink on down again. We're going to do that 2 more times. And I say sink down. I'm not saying round that spine, but just relax those arms a little bit. Nice deep inhale. Stretch way, way, way up. Pause. Exhale. 1 more time. Pause and then exhale. Okay, 1 more for good measure. Exhale. Bring those arms down in front of you. So when we're doing that, we're never going to lose that nice tall spine. That's always going to happen, but imagine you just had, let's say, a bungee cord, and you're stretching it up, and then you're just holding for a minute while it's stretched out, and then you're letting it come back down, but you're not letting it get slack in it. You're still keeping it nice and tall. I guess that'd be the best way to describe that visually, if that helps you. All right. If you did have your hands twisted up, twist them. I don't want that wrapped around because we're going to bring those arms up again, but we're going to bring them back. So I want you to be able to slide your hands along that tie. I want you to think about trying to get your hands back as far as you can and spread them out as far away from each other as you can. All right, here we go. Nice tall spine, shoulders are softened as always. We're going to take a nice deep breath in. We're going to stretch way up. We're always pausing because we're just holding that stretch position for a minute. Exhale, I want you to bring the arms behind you. So maybe for you, you barely bring them back, that's fine. But little by little, you're gonna keep bringing them back. Just breathing right here, whatever your breath looks like it for this. You're really pushing that chest plate out. This is a heart opener. And maybe for you, when you first bring them up, you barely get them back a little bit, and then that's your farthest point. That's fine, just breathe right there. This is a deep stretch across that chest. We're gonna take one more breath. Exhale, stretch the arms way up and way out, but don't lose that nice tall spine. So I don't know about you, but for me, even when I'm bringing those arms down, when we were doing it the first straight up in there, I can even feel that stretch through here, through the forearms. So you're gonna feel that in all different spots, so that's a good thing. Don't be alarmed, I guess is what I'm saying. Just because I didn't say that that would be a thing. All right, let's drop that tie for just a minute. We're gonna draw the circle with fingertips, so make this work for us. Work those ankles again. You might as well get them out, those feet out wider than our hips and shoulders. All right, here we go. We're gonna take a nice deep inhale. That spine should be tall. Shoulders are softened. Exhale, we're gonna start making that circle. Bend those elbows if you can at the bottom. Maybe you can't, up to you. Do what you can do. Top of the head should be shooting for the floor. Slow and controlled. Especially with this one, I get that it could be easy to try to want to move fast because you're using that momentum to keep you going, but I want you to go so slow. Bend those elbows, try to go as low as you can. Always give that little pause, stretch. One more, then we'll change direction. Remember too, if you have any issues going on, stretch way up, other direction. Maybe you're not going as deep as you normally do with this. That's totally okay. So like right now, I'm able to really bend those elbows and go deep with it. A few weeks ago when I injured my back, I barely could go forward and I had no bend in my elbows at all. Two more. Two more, and then we'll just give a little pause before we start going a little deeper with our stretches. One more. Nice and easy. We're not even adding that twist. I know I didn't even mention that because I don't want you doing that yet. Bring those arms down. All right, let's just take two nice deep breaths. Walk those feet in. Not all the way together. Let's just do two breaths and then we'll move on to going a little deeper. Pause, exhale. Remember, you can always close those eyes if you'd like at any point when we're doing any of our stretches. Pause, stretch way up, exhale. You could always change the direction of those palms too. It's just going to slightly change it. Shrug the shoulders. Oh. All right, here we go. We're going to move on a little deeper with those ties, so grab those ties. All right, we're just going to do a couple twists. I know we did some stretches with those arms up. Now we're just going to do a couple stretches, kind of the same movement, but we're going to hold here in that versus just going back and forth making that arch. We're going to hold it here. So it's basically, it's a version of our spinal twist, which we've done lots of times because it's such a good twist. It is a good twist, but it's a good pose, good stretch. So we're going to do that. We're going to stretch out those legs just a smidge more, and then we're going to go really deep with those legs. So here we go. Don't have those legs, those knees together. Nice tall spine. If you'd like to have those hands wrapped, you decide. We're going to nice deep inhale, just like before. Just doing this slightly different. We're still going to pause, stretch way up. We're going to still get that twist, but we're going to, like we do with our normal twist, we're going to keep trying to go deeper. On the exhale, I want you to try to go deeper, but the only difference is normally you're holding on to that chair and the leg. I want you to really engage those arm muscles, and you're just going to keep twisting. So you're probably not going to go quite as deep, which is perfectly fine. Don't let that chin drop down. Remember, keep that gaze parallel with the floor. One more breath. Exhale, we're just gonna slowly untwist, nice and easy. All right, same to the other side. So when we're over there, I want you to really engage those arm muscles. You have that tie nice and tight. And I know you can't go as deep as you do when we're using that leg in the chair for leverage, but that's okay. It's just a slightly different way we're doing the twist. All right, nice deep inhale. Pause, exhale, we're just twisting. I want you to keep that nice tall spine. Your shoulders are softened, that chin is not dropping. So keep that gaze parallel and get it back as far as you can. Really engage those muscles in your arms. Just nice deep breaths right here. 2 more breaths. One more breath. Exhale, nice and easy, slow, slow, slow. All right, drop that tie. We just need to do 2 forward folds over those legs, and then we're gonna really start stretching them with the ties. So, we're only gonna do this once, but while we're here, I want you to try to be going deeper. So while we're here, you could be flexing the foot a little bit more. You could be on the exhale, pulling down a little bit closer to that leg, whether it's grabbing your thigh, your calf, your foot. I like to put my hands on the floor actually and kind of almost like push with my arms to get myself deeper. That is up to you. Or you could even, as you're here, you could kind of lift that heel and pull it out. It's going to help straighten that leg. It's going to help you go a little deeper. Lots of ways to go deeper with this, and I want you to do that here. We're going to stay here breathing just a little bit longer than we normally would, but it's because we're only doing it once versus going twice. So here we go. Nice tall spine, shoulders are softened. You should be out at the edge of that seat. Take a nice deep inhale. Pause, as always, and then exhale. I want you to hinge from those hips. Fingertips are trying to shoot out. When you get to your point where you can't keep that flat back, that's when you're going to curve the spine to finish folding over. And you're just going to breathe right there. So just think about the fact that we're trying to get that chest down closer to the leg. If you're able to, let the head drop. It's just a weight, so it's just going to help you to get deeper. But if you do get dizzy, always keep that gaze up instead of dropping the head. Remember, we're going to stay here a little bit longer. One more breath. Exhale when you're ready. Stack the vertebrae. Let the arms hang, head hangs. Head's the last thing to come up. Nice. All right, other side, same thing. We're gonna hold this for a little bit. So maybe just since we've been upside down, let's just take 2 breaths. I'll give you just a moment here to be upright. Exhale. Nice and easy. Remember, you can always change the direction of those palms. You could do your Spider-Man fingers if you'd like. One more. Just nice and easy. All right, we're going to forward fold on this one. So, nice deep inhale. Pause, exhale. We're going to hinge forward, get those fingertips out as far as you can, and then curve the spine when you can't keep that flat back anymore. You grab your leg however you'd like. You can even be reaching for that foot, whatever works for you. But trying to sink down closer and closer to that thigh. You can flex that foot a little more. One more breath. Exhale. Stack the vertebrae. Nice and easy. 2 nice deep breaths. Stretch way, way, way up. Exhale. One more. Nice deep inhale. Remember, think about you're trying to stretch out that spine. Exhale. Just giving you a little bit of a breather because we're going to start those legs. All right, grab a hold of that tie or whatever it is you're using. Really, you could be using a towel, twist it up, really anything you could possibly, there's just so many things around your house you could be using if you don't have a necktie. All right, here we go. I want you to be out at the edge of that seat. Definitely need to be out at the edge of the seat. All right. I want you to be really nice and tall with that spine. Shoulders are going to be softened. We're just going to bring that leg up hip height at the most. And for you, maybe that's too much. It could be below that. That's fine. And then for some of you, you probably think you can, or you know you can, get the leg up past the hip height. I get that if you can, but I don't want you to do that yet. So just nice and easy at the most hip height. All right, the foot's going to be flexed, toes are going to be trying to spread out and come back. Now, as we go to do this too, I don't want you just to be relying on your arms, holding, death gripping that tie, holding the leg up. You really need to be engaging those leg muscles while we're here. You're going to be using those belly muscles, back muscles, everything with this. All right, nice tall spine, shoulders are softened. We're going to take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, we're going to lift that leg, hip height at the most. Maybe make sure you wiggle those fingers. You should not have a total death grip on that tie. Pretty soon you're going to have to when we open it up, because clearly you're going to need to rely on the arms to just breathe right here. You could be flexing that foot a little bit more too. Trying to go a little deeper with it. It's a stretch for the back of your legs, but you should really be feeling that even on the top of your leg there. 2 more breaths. You can do this. Exhale. Other side. All right, nice and easy. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, lift that leg up. Just breathe right here. I know it's easy to want to have to curve that spine to almost kind of, I'm not sure what the right word for that would be, to help with that leg. But so if you need to keep the straight spine, lower the leg down a little bit maybe. That's totally okay. And honestly, I was just doing it, so I know you, without even realizing it, you rely on those arms to hold that up. So maybe let go with some of the fingers just so you know you're having to rely on that leg a little bit. We do it without even thinking. That's just the way, we don't even realize we're doing it, which is okay. So if you did do that, totally okay. I was doing the same thing. So don't feel bad. Also, look, I just was rounding. Did you see me? I was scrunching down. Perfect example. We're a slouchy society. One more breath. Exhale, slowly bring that down. All right, we're going back over to the other leg. If you've never done these ties with me, I will tell you, and I've always said it in all my classes, but if you don't feel a little something tomorrow in those legs, feel a little sore, then you were not pushing yourself to your fullest ability today, because if you are pushing to your fullest, you're going to be a little sore tomorrow. So keep that in mind. I get that it's easy and it's comfortable just to maybe get to one point and then not try to push it, but we need to be trying to push ourselves, going a little deeper with it. So just keep that in mind. I know you can do it. All right, so this time we are going to lift that leg up. If you're able to, you're going to keep with every exhale. Always do it on the exhale. If you're matching that breath with the movement, it's going to be easier. On the exhale, you're going to keep trying to lift that leg up. Now, I get that once we get that leg up, if you rounded the spine, you could lift your leg way up higher. But that's not what we want. We're not doing the pose correctly. It's not benefiting our body to the fullest. It looks like, oh wow, they're so flexible, but they're not. It's not getting as deep. So I want you to keep that nice tall spine the entire time. And maybe for you, you can't go past the hip height. Maybe on the first one you didn't. That's fine too. You just do whatever you can to build and go a little deeper with it. All right, I've done enough talking. Holy moly. All right, there's just so much about yoga. I love yoga. All right, nice tall spine, shoulders are softened. Same thing, we're gonna flex that foot, toes are trying to spread out, we're trying to pull them back. We're gonna take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, bring that leg up to hip height if you can. Now you hold on to the tie however you want to. And I get with this one, we're lifting that leg up, so we're gonna have to rely on that tie a little more. That's why on the other ones, I was trying to get you to not do it so much because some of these we really have to. Another little tip would be to keep the elbows tucked in, almost like you're pulling them back. That's gonna help with your spine to not round. Just breathe right here. I know this can get uncomfortable. I know it can. It's getting uncomfortable for me. So remember, when things are getting uncomfortable when we're doing these stretches, that means magical things are happening. So just let it happen. We're gonna do 2 more breaths. You can do this. Remember too, after maybe once or twice of going a little deeper, that's as far as you can go, then you're just gonna hold it right there and breathe. Exhale when you're ready and just bring it on down. I do say every exhale, try to go a little deeper, but maybe even after once you've gone as far as you can go, then you're just gonna keep breathing at that point, at your deepest point. So don't think you always have to keep moving. All right, other side, same thing, make sure the spine's nice and tall. It naturally starts wanting to slouch as soon as we're in between things. All right, here we go, nice deep inhale. Exhale, lift that leg up. Every exhale, bring it up a little higher. Remember, keep those elbows tucked in, pull them back. It's gonna help to not round that spine. Just breathe right here. I know this can get uncomfortable, so just focus on that breath. One more breath. Exhale, slow and controlled. Don't just let it flop down like a dead fish. Nice and slow. I get that it's easy just to want to let it fall, but don't let it fall. Wiggle those fingers a little bit if you need to, because I know I personally had a death grip right now. You have to when you're lifting that leg up. And we're going to go out to the side, so you're going to need to do that again with that hand. So wiggle those fingers out. Maybe do jazz hands. Really spread those fingers out. Nice and big. Oh, FYI, I just watched Hamilton for the first time over the weekend, and it was awesome. Highly recommend that. Okay, sorry, I just thought of that with my hands. Okay, definitely should watch that if you can. All right, here we go. We're gonna go out to the side. Scoot out to the edge of the seat if you need to. I like to, because then I hold on to that chair over here, but you just do for you, and I do not want anyone falling out of their chair, so you do whatever works for you. All right, so we're gonna open that leg up. I don't care if it's hip height, above your, whatever works for you. I just want you to, on one breath, you're gonna open it up. Wherever that point is for you, just breathe right there. Don't try to go deeper. We're gonna come do it again and go deeper. So I just want wherever you land, that first time, that first breath, that's gonna be your spot. When we do go deeper though, I will say play around with the height, because it honestly, shockingly, sometimes if you go up a little higher, you can actually get it back farther, but or maybe you need to go lower. Play around with that. But for right now, wherever you land, you land. All right, here we go. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, lift that leg up wherever that is for you. I think it goes without saying, we need to have that nice tall spine. Shoulders are softened. Just breathe right here. You should be feeling that stretch on that upper thigh, which is kind of a tricky spot that we don't really stretch that much. It's kind of a hard spot to stretch. Just breathe right here. We're not trying to pull it back farther, just wherever you are, breathe right here. I will say, don't try to put the leg back farther, but you could be flexing the foot a little bit more. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Slow and controlled, bring that back to the front. Now, I will say also, I was feeling cramping on this side. Sometimes when I'm opening in that way, it's on this side. That just totally depends on what you've been doing and stuff too, so. All right, other side. Let's get right to it. here we go. Nice deep inhale. Exhale. Slowly bring it out. Wherever your spot is, just breathe right there. Nice deep breaths. Don't hold your breath. I know when things get uncomfortable, we want to hold our breath. Don't hold your breath. Two more breaths. You can do this. One more breath. On the exhale, you're slow and controlled, bringing it forward and then bringing it down. Nice. Good job. All right. Right to the other side. All right. Wiggle those fingers if you need to. All right, so here we go. We're gonna go to that outer one, going a little deeper again. So remember, maybe play around with the height, and with every exhale, you're gonna try to go back deeper. Remember, it's always easier if you're matching it with your breath. So here we go. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, lift that leg up. You play around with whatever works for you. So maybe you could be way down here lower, perfectly fine. With every exhale, I want you to try to go back a little bit deeper. And I'm already cramping on that side, which is perfectly fine. That happens sometimes. So just breathe, focus on that breath. Remember, you should be feeling a little sore tomorrow. Two more. I know it gets uncomfortable. Focus on that breath. All right, on your next exhale, slow and controlled, bring that leg forward and bring it down. Holy moly. All right, wiggle those fingers if you need to. Holy moly. I didn't realize my leg weighed so much. Holy cow. All right, other side. We're gonna go right to it. I still have stuff I wanna fit in before we're done for today. All right. So here we go. Nice tall spine, shoulders are softened as always. Nice deep, I hope you hear that in your dreams at night. Lift that leg up. We're a slouchy society, we need reminding. All right, so same thing, we're trying to, with every exhale, if you match it with your breath, it's gonna be easier, but maybe play around with it and lower it, or especially if you start cramping, slightly play around with the height of it. I get too that we also want to, we naturally just start, as we're going deeper with it, we want to round that spine. So keep that nice tall spine. One side may go way deeper than the other, perfectly normal. Focus on that breath. Maybe flex that foot a little bit more. Two more breaths, you can do it. One more breath. You did it. Exhale, bring that foot forward. Ooh, wiggle those fingers. Wowzer. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. We're gonna be stretching our hands out here in a minute too, so. All right, we're going back to the front again. Here we go. Then we're gonna move on to stretching our arms a little deeper. This is our last leg stretch, so you're in the home stretch here, almost done. So now with this one, this is gonna be kind of, so just like the very first one we did, we're gonna have that nice tall spine and we lifted it to the hip height. So now, then we went a little higher. This time I just want you to stay like we did on the first one and keep that hip height or lower. If you're just the lower stage still, perfectly fine. I just don't want anyone, even if you think you can, to go above that. This time, we're gonna hinge from those hips and keep a flat back. So with this one, this would be equivalent to being on a mat class with both legs out in front of you, and you're hinging forward over those legs. Okay, that's what this is equivalent to, but clearly we'll be doing one leg at a time. This is one of the really good ones to keep, how I was saying, so you might have, I know for me, when I was up front with the leg, I had the ties together, the ends together. With this one, I highly recommend you keep them separate, keep those elbows tucked in and pull them back, because as you can see right now, my shoulder blades are coming together in the back and it's preventing me from rounding my spine. So With this one, think of that forward fold over those legs too. We're hinging from the hips and trying to keep a flat back. All right, I know it's a lot of stuff, a lot of information. All right, here we go. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, we're gonna lift that leg just hip height. Now, keep that leg right where it is. We're just hinging from those hips and leaning forward. I know this can get uncomfortable. Play around with whatever works for you with the tie. You could be flexing that foot a little bit more, but we are trying to hinge forward. And this is a deep, deep stretch on the back of those legs. Not gonna lie to you. This is gonna get uncomfortable. But you can do it. Two more breaths. One more breath. Exhale. Now you may feel like, I feel like it with me, so you may be feeling it too. I feel like when I'm doing the hinging forward, I feel like I'm barely, if you were looking at me from the side view, I probably look like I'm barely moving forward, but it's such a deep stretch. Don't think that it needs to be some grand movement to be getting the good stretch. All right, let's go right to the other side. Then we're gonna move on to our arms. Nice tall spine, shoulders are softened. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, get that leg up there. All right, little by little, only on the exhale too. It really will be easier to get into the stretch if you're just matching it with your breath. So this one definitely could be one of those where you just do one breath or two of going deeper, and then that's your max, and that's fine. Don't feel like every breath here needs to be going deeper. Most people are not going to be able to do that. So I know it gets uncomfortable. Just focus on that breath. Think happy thoughts, rainbows and sprinkles. Maybe your favorite ice cream. I've been on a Superman kick. Apparently I'm going back to my childhood. Yeah, Superman's been real strong in our house the last little bit. One more breath, you can do this. Exhale. Nice. Okay, wiggle those fingers. I don't know about you, but woo, I need to wiggle those fingers. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. All right, spread them out really big. All right, we're gonna go ahead and stretch those hands a little bit, but we are gonna do our arms a little bit more, but I think we need to take a break with those hands. So let's just first take two nice deep breaths. We're nearing the end. We're just gonna do a little bit more stretching and then slow it down. Just nice and easy. Just taking a breather, but this should be working for you too. Nice deep inhale. Remember, feel like someone's pulling you in opposite directions. We're not just flapping those arms. It is working for you and it's a little bit of a breather, but it's still a good stretch too. All right, let's grab those hands out in front of us. Grab the palm. Remember, it doesn't have to be off your shoulder. I just always do mine. It can be way down here. So if you have shoulder issues, perfectly fine. Now, please don't pull on the fingers. Grab the palm. You should be pulling back. Given that pressure, you should be able to feel that up your forearm. All right, really big fingers, as wide as you can. Give a little tug. Okay, I think I might have lied at the beginning. I said you should be doing neck stretches every day, and even if you didn't do any of the other stretches, you should at least be doing neck stretches every day. This one you should be doing every day too. All right, other side. Think about, I would imagine as you get older, I don't know this for sure, tell me if I'm wrong. I would say most people, when you get older, have some type of arthritis or something in their hands. Right. So regardless of what you've done your whole life, or what your career has been, or whatever it's been, or your age, especially now with technology and even young people holding, I even recommend, this is such a good one even for kids. Pull that palm back again. I know it sounds, we need to be thinking about this, but the fact that even if the younger you are, the more you're stretching them out, in the long run, you're gonna have less issues. Not that you're probably still gonna have some issues with arthritis or whatever, but it will help. I promise it really will help. So we should be doing those every day. All right, Neck and hands, at least focus on those if you're not going to do anything else. All right, let's stretch out those arms a little bit more. So I want you to be up really nice and tall. I want you to have just a little tail out the front, and the rest is going to be out the back. All right, we're going to drop that hand down to the neck. If you can, you're going to bring that elbow in. Imagine you're on your side sleeping with your, I think that's only in the movies that people really do that, but all right, bring that arm in. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but okay. I feel like that's not very comfortable. Anyways, bring that other arm. I need people in the room with me clearly for the class because I'm used to talk. I'm used to, especially my IDA group, I'm used to everybody talking, thrown out there. All right, that other arm is just grabbing a hold of that tie. So I'm going to turn just so you can see me. We're going to, little by little, use that tie to work those arms together. So you're kind of having to wiggle that arm that's on the bottom. I'm having to kind of move my shoulder slightly, and eventually what we're working at is those hands reaching. Let me get back in position. But if your hands are a foot apart, that's okay. Whatever you do, you. All right, just breathe right here. Try not to be slouching, leaning forward. We want that nice tall spine. 2 more breaths. You can do this. 1 more breath. All right, exhale, just let that go. Ooh, you might need to wiggle those shoulders a little bit. Might feel good. I know for me it does. Really scrunch them up. So think about those shoulders making really big circles. Last thing, and then we're going to slow it down after this. All right, we got to do the other side though. Got to be matching. All right, so for me, normally I can get, when I have my right arm on top, I'm right-handed, I can get my fingers together just a little bit. On the other side, my hands are so far apart. So that's probably going to be the case with you, so don't feel like you need to push it to try to get the other side. So little tail out front, the rest is in the back. Bring that arm down so that right now you're making that fist and it's trying to be at the base of your neck. Bring the elbow in if you can, but maybe for you the elbow's out here, perfectly fine. Try to bring it in. That other arm is going to come around to the back, find that tie. All right, and then just try to wiggle. Keep that nice tall spine. I'll even turn, like on my other side, I can get my fingers touching. On this side, nowhere near it, so don't try to push it. Just breathe right here. All right, here we go. We're going to just take 1 more breath. Exhale, let that go. Maybe it might even hurt coming out of it. It's okay. It's okay. Drop that filthy tie. Don't need that sucker no more. Kick it if you want to, if it makes you feel better. All right, shrug those shoulders. Might, you never know. All right, shrug those shoulders. All right, let's just take 3 nice deep breaths, a little bit more stretching of those shoulders. And then we're going to slow it down. Stretch way up, palms out. Get those hands back behind you as far as you can. 2 more. One more. Shrug those shoulders if you need to. So imagine you're making really big circles with those shoulders. You're really scrunching them up and rolling them back. Okay, let's just, before we're going to do some cat-cows to slow us down, I want you to be really nice and tall. Shoulders are softened. I want you to drop that head over to one side, and we're just going to slowly roll it to the other. Try to tuck the chin to the chest. Over to the other side, pause. Just go back and forth. Just give a little pause at each side before you roll to the other side. Remember, never rolling back, only forward. We'll do that 1 more time to each shoulder, and then we'll bring that chin to center and look up through the middle. All right, when you're ready, bring that chin to center, and then look up through the center, come up through the middle. Maybe shrug the shoulders a little bit if you need to. All right, we're just going to do some cat-cows and then just be still. So spread out those feet need to be out enough, just like they're coming straight off those hips. So they're not out too wide and they're not too close together. Just straight off those hips. All right, hands on those knees. Hands are never going to leave those knees. I want you to scoop up on the inhale. Let that chin really try to shoot up for the sky. Shoulders are pulled back. You're getting that curve in the spine. Pause and then exhale. Roll on through. You should really be tucking the chin, stretching through your arms, curving the spine. Always give a pause at the top and bottom, and that's just because it's holding us in that stretch position for a moment. But with every time through, you should be able to feel that that spine is loosening up. And that curve in the spine is getting more exaggerated in both directions. Just taking those nice deep breaths. We're going to do that 2 more times, both directions, all the way through. And then we'll meet in the center. Nice and slow and controlled, just matching your breath. Okay, come up through the center when you're ready. Just maybe get settled in those seats. So just breathing right here. Hands are just comfortable in your lap. Spine is nice and tall. Shoulders are softened as always. Just focus on that breath. Try to make that inhale a little deeper. Exhale a little longer. All right, well, I hope you'll just pause this video and just stay right here and just be still for a little bit. But I'm going to close us out. Nice deep inhale. Pausing at the forehead, just a good reminder to keep good, pure thoughts and our focus on Jesus. Down to our lips, and that's just to make sure nothing but positive things are passing out into the world. And then down to our hearts, and that's just to let His love shine for others to see Him. So the light in me honors the light in you. Thank you for joining me today.